great steam locomotive. This is train 109, the Susquehanna, departing at 11 a.m. for Fairview, Espenshade, Cherry Hill, Groff's Grove, Byler's Crossing, Lemon Place Junction, and Paradise, PA. Now, folks, you're not going to any of those places. You climbed on the wrong train. Now, we're a very old but very safe railroad, so we asked for your cooperation in following a few basic rules. First, please keep all heads, hands, children, and grandparents inside the cars at all times. There are obstructions and close clearances along the line. We don't want anyone to be injured. If you have raised your window, take this moment to make sure that it is securely fastened with the latch. You may not move from car to car once we've left the station, nor ride on the end platforms. Never leave the train at any time unless directed to do so by a member of the crew. If anyone would like to get off at Groff's Picnic Grove today, just let us know. We'll be glad to stop. Our equipment is very old and deserves the best of treatment. Give us a hand by keeping your feet off of the seats and cushions. Bare feet and socks are all right, just keep those shoes on the floor. Trash receptacles are provided in each car, so please do not throw any trash from the train. We'd like to keep the beautiful Lancaster farmland just that way. Finally, there is no smoking permitted anywhere on board this train. Number 475 will surely do all the smoking we need. All aboard for Paradise! All aboard!
Okay, Mr. Trainman, why haven't you released a brake yet? Wonder why we're not moving. Well, I imagine there's a couple handbrake wheels. They got to turn manually. Most of the braking is done by air brake, which is why they need that air compressor in the engine. Without that, well, things aren't going to work as well as they should.
Did you hear those train whistles out there? That's the sound of history and the call of heritage. It also means our journey to Paradise, Pennsylvania is about to begin. And rest assured, everyone here is in for something special today. As our welcome guests, all you need to do is sit back, enjoy the view, and make a few memories with us along the way. Thank you for joining us today, and welcome aboard the Strasburg Railroad. you see around you, ladies and gentlemen, is not just for show. Right now, you're passing through a working rail yard. These tracks help us transport lumber, grain, steel, and biofuels to regional businesses. But there was a time when you didn't hear our steam whistle at all. By 1957, our rails and equipment were in pretty bad shape. With no one to manage operations, it looked like our story was about to end. Our rescue would come a year later when 24 dedicated railroad groups decided to put down their own money, time, and labor to save this short line from abandonment.
That's a tank engine over there.
Every nickel of profit was put back into the railroad. Steam railroading has become a specialty here at Strasburg. Our mechanical shop, located to your running right, is nationally recognized for their expertise in steam locomotive repair and restoration. And we're proud to say that has benefited heritage railroads and museums all over the country. But we're most proud to have that talent used right here, where we rekindle a love of old-time railroading.
Red caboose over there. And the buggies.
My friends, you're about to embark on a passage that has been shared by more than 8 generations of travelers. This is one of the oldest railroad rights-of-way in the entire world, and it's located right here in the heart of Lancaster County. It all began in 1832 when the Pennsylvania legislature chartered the Strasburg Railroad, allowing the construction of this 4.5 miles of track that we call a short line. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what allowed this piece of Pennsylvania Dutch country to connect with the mighty Philadelphia and Columbia Railroad. That locomotive up front will burn up to a half-ton of coal in this round trip, all hand shoveled by our firemen into a 2,000-degree firebox. It's exactly that kind of hard work and backbone that's helped this railroad survive more than a few hard turns. We've weathered many storms in our time. We've come a long way, and we're happy to share that legacy with you today. Oh, in case you're wondering about the speed of our trains, the oldest timetable we've ever found for our short line was in the Strasburg newspaper dated August of 1852. We still follow that same basic schedule today, so I can tell you that we're traveling at a comfortable speed that's under 60 miles per hour. Way under 60 miles per hour. Preparing one of our steam engines for their daily service is not as simple as turning the ignition key. A coal locomotive can take up to 6 hours to fire up properly. This is done by gradually raising the temperature inside the firebox to increase steam pressure in the boiler. It's a process known as hustling. Our staff will also provide a full inspection of the locomotive, lubricate a multitude of moving parts, and ensure the tenure is filled with enough coal and water for the day's journey.
Tickets
fully here.
I'll take the mini water, take the bread.
Weird. They're slowing down to 15 miles per hour and then stop. Excuse me?
It said Strasburg. Sign back there.
Like the grocery store chain?
No. It's Sprouts, like Sprouts. But it's just the sign on the little entrance sign to that little village there. Sprouts.
There's a sign. Yeah. It's a crossing.
Do you believe in ghosts? I can tell you that I sure do. You see, many years ago, in the valley to your running right, there used to be a narrow gauge railroad, the Lancaster, Oxford, and Southern. We used to call her Little Old and Slow. The railroad was abandoned in 1918, and the scrappers took up the rail so quickly that they stranded old number 6 out on the line with no way to get back. Sometimes when we blow our whistle for Carpenter's Crossing, the ghost of old number 6 will answer us back. Now, listen closely. Maybe she'll answer us today.
I need to get out. It's over there. I need to get out.
someone say Echo? Why, we pay that ghost $27.50 a day just to do that for us. That makes her the highest paid employee on our railroad. Nobody ever seen that ghost, but somebody keeps cashing those paychecks.
Oh, really?
Well, you're good where you're at. Dad, could you get closer to the window? Well, now see, you got Thomas hat on. He's coming next month. All right, let's see some big smiles. Can you say cheese? Very good. Let's get one more here. Can you say cheese? Very good.
Well, ghostly visitors aside, at the top of the hill to your running left is Carpenter's Graveyard, one of Lancaster County's oldest cemeteries. Behind those gates is where one of our first settlers was laid to rest, an 18th century French Huguenot named Marie Curie. After fleeing their native France to avoid religious persecution, Marie and a small group of followers were given an audience with Queen Anne, thanks to an English philosopher, Quaker, and lifetime advocate of religious freedom, William Penn. They were granted 2.5 square miles of land and arrived here in 1712, and the name they gave their new home was Paradise.
Friends, right now we're approaching Strasburg's one and only bridge, the Pumpkinville Turnpike Bridge. If you don't mind, we'll ask you to lift up your feet. It takes the much-needed weight off these cars as we cross. This bridge replaced an older one to accommodate the railroad's growing stream of incoming freight traffic. Actually, the real reason that the bridge was replaced was due to the Amish farmer's complaints about his mules scraping their sides and hitting their heads. The bridge is now more than 6 mules wide and high enough that the mules no longer need to wear safety helmets.